Do we have sound on before?
Sound on is right now. That's what you just asked me for. I just gave you the sound so they can hear us talking.
I thought we were gonna. All right. Anyways, let's go live. We ready to go live?
Yep.
All right, everybody, let's do this.
Gonna give it to you.
What's happening, everybody, in the whole entire world? We're excited that you are here with us today on this episode number 9 of the Ask Big Van show. That's me. I'm Big Van. With me today, as always, is our social media director, Mrs. Mazzani Speaks. What's up, Mazzani?
Listen to her.
Cricket. What's happening, Mazzani? How you doing today?
Great, Soil.
I know because I already been talking to you, so I know. Sage, center me up in my banter screen. I'm all crooked. Actually, just turn my camera. Just turn my camera a little bit. It'll center. Hey, everybody. Thanks for putting up with us every show with all of these technical difficulties. So happy that you guys are with us today. We're excited about the show. We got some great questions already because every Tuesday we send out a pre-show post, just kind of exciting people for the evening and asking them what questions they may have that night. And we go ahead and prep those questions up front. But as the show goes on, if you have questions, go ahead and post them in the comments below. And you can preface those with hashtag AskBigVan and the @ AskBigVan, something, like, hey, like the question, like the screen was just before we went live, So if you've got questions, post them on there. We got some cool ones we're going to do today. Also with us on our show, back by popular demand, is our producer, Sage. What's up, Sage?
I was totally being sarcastic and got caught.
And you noticed Eli in the back corner over there trying to hide. Intern Eli. Let's see if we can see him again. There he is. What's up, Eli? Hey, Eli is, if you notice, his headphones are different than ours. That's because those aren't headphones. Kick it to Sage only, and we can see Eli better. There he is. See, his are not even headphones. Those are actually ear muffs, like shooting muffs, because he has in-ear headbuds, and he hears what you hear. So everybody that's watching this show online, all the filter that you hear comes from Eli. So he hears what you hear and then tweaks it, make sure it sounds good for you. So let us know if he is not doing his job, and then we can punish him and whip him with wet noodles and stuff like that. Things that you do to interns. So, but anyways, yeah, we're super happy that Eli is here now to try to get our sound better. We got a new soundboard since the last time you've heard us. So let us know if the sound sounds as good or better or less. We're super excited about doing the show with you. Now, real quick before we get started, if you don't mind, take your little thumb or your mouse and click the share button. Let's share this show with everybody you know, and then we can get started and everybody can have fun with it. Speaking of which, Sage, if Facebook is still pulled up, go over and share the show onto my personal Facebook page and also on Fight World and all those other outlets. So, all right, everybody, let's get started with our first question of the day. What would we be looking at there, Mazzani Speaks?
Absolutely. Here we go. Our first question of the day comes from Kendall Estes, and she wants to know what are some good baby names. No, she's not naming her baby Van.
Oh, Van is what I was going to say. That's the perfect baby name, Van, or Big Van if it's a big baby, so. Yeah, so let's see. Good baby names. Okay, I got a good story for you right here. Pull that down right there if you don't mind. Yeah. Okay, so check this out. Here's the thing about naming babies, because my wife and I have named 5 babies, so we have a little bit of experience. And if you look at our children's names, they are like epic, every one of them. So I know how to name babies. But so listen, for real though, one thing you need to think about if you're gonna have a baby, and you're gonna name it. Whatever you name that baby, that's what everybody calls that baby for the rest of its life. So that person is named that, and I know that's like you guys are thinking, duh, no duh, Van. But what you got to think about is, what does that name mean? That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. When you think of a cool name, like, oh, that would sound good. That's a good sounding name. Ask yourself, what does the name mean? Like, do some research and find out what that name actually means, because that's what people are speaking to and on that person for the rest of their life. So consider this. God created the whole world, and how did he do that? Mazzani, how did God create the whole world?
Oh, he got you.
I wasn't paying attention.
You were deep in thought of it.
Yeah, sorry. He created the whole world.
Yeah, how did he do it? How did he create the earth?
Out of earth?
Yeah, but how did he do it? Like physically? Did he get a hammer and nails?
No, he did it with his speaking.
Why are you looking at? You know the answer to this.
I was gonna say with his mind.
Yeah, he spoke it. He spoke it, didn't he? Okay, so kick it back to me. So God created the whole earth by speaking it. So he said, let there be light, and let there be land, and let there be people, and all that stuff. So he created it with his mouth and with his words. And he also said that man is created in God's image. So we speak things into our lives, and we speak blessings on our lives, and we speak cursings on our lives. And you wonder why you say to somebody, you're going to catch a cold, you're going to hit by a car, or whatever. That's a curse. You don't speak those curses on people, right? So you need to speak nice things to people and blessings. So same thing with your children. Whatever you name that kid, people are going to speak that on that child and on that adult as they become an adult for the rest of their lives. So keep that in mind. So research the word that you're going to name them before you name them. Find out what it means and make sure you want that meaning to be spoken on that person and on your child, your loved one, for their whole life. So I'm going to tell you one more story about this, and then we'll get to the next question. In the Bible, there's a story of Jacob, and his name later is turned to Israel, and the country we know now as the country of Israel, all descendants from this guy named Jacob. And so he had a series of wives, and they all started having competitions to see who could have kids quicker and all that stuff, because that brought them, glory in that day. And so he had 11 kids, and when his favorite wife, Rachel, was getting ready to have a baby, wasn't that her name, Rachel? No.
Wasn't his favorite wife Rachel because he wanted to marry Rachel and got tricked into marrying Leah the first time?
Yeah, who was Rebecca was the other one. Okay, Rebecca was his dad, was his mom. So anyways, sorry, it's a long time ago. I can't remember all these things. So anyways, so we're going to cut that little part of the clip.
That's all right.
So seriously, Lou, his favorite wife, Rachel, gave birth to his final child, his 12th child, and she died in labor. I don't know if you guys knew this. He loved her. If you read the story, he was avidly in love with Rachel, and she died giving birth to this son. And so when the midwife brought the baby out to Jacob and said, here's your son, he's healthy, he's fine, but your wife died. Of course, Jacob was brokenhearted. And so then he asked, what did she name him before she died? And the midwife said, she named him Ben-Oni, which means son of my trouble. So had Jacob left that name, Ben-Oni, in that kid's entire life, people would have called him son of my trouble. That's a curse. See what I mean? So Jacob said, nope. His name is not Ben-Oni. His name is Benjamin, which means son of my right hand or son of my blessing. So therefore, Jacob changed his name to be Benjamin so that his entire life people would speak blessings on him, son of my blessing. So they're speaking blessings. Every time they call his name, they don't even think about it. When they say Benjamin, they're speaking a blessing. See what I mean? So you want to find out what the name means that you're going to name your child, because that kid becomes an adult and that person will have that name and that meaning spoken over them their entire lives. So research the name that you like, find out what it means, and make sure that's what you want spoken on your child. Does that make sense? I know it's really in-depth. I could have just told you to name your kid Van, which you should do also, but if you decide not to name him Van, then research the name and make sure that it's a blessing that you speak over your child. All right, God bless. I hope that helps you with the question about how to, or what to name your kid, a baby, or whatever. So, what do you think about that, Mazzani? Is that leaving you in deep thought over there?
I'm just going to name my baby Cash.
Cash!
Cash rules everything around me.
Dollar bill, y'all.
That's not a bad idea,
Yeah, I mean,
What's up, Cash?
speak it on him. I need it.
That you're getting the idea. You're getting the
Yeah.
concept, right?
Yeah.
That's the concept. I mean, we speak. The Bible says the tongue has the power of life and death. So what you name your kid, people will speak life or death on that child for its entire life. So make sure you research the name, make sure you know what it means, and then assign that name to your child for its whole life. Does that make sense? All right, let's kick it to what? What is it?
I'm not prepared.
What?
What? Our
Nobody can hear you.
You were supposed to.
You got a
Our
microphone
social
for a
producer. Our social producer sent me a fire meme that goes perfectly with this conversation, but
Look at your banter screen.
am not prepared. Oh, you guys got me because I'm totally over here. I can't even see the screen right now. I'm trying to do something.
Bad. We'll kick it
Got
off of
me.
him then. Nobody
Kick it
wants
off
to see
of
his
me.
ear.
Are you looking at my ear right now?
No, you're looking
What's
at
the
me.
point?
Mazzani, we got another question ready there.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
We're gonna have to kick it, Sage.
Kick it then.
All right.
I'll be
so
ready the next
our
time.
next question comes from Joshua De Lofter.
Oh wow.
And I thought this persisted with, you were getting on a rant. So, are priests holy?
Whoa.
If not,
What
is
do you mean I was
anybody
getting on a
holy?
rant? I was trying to help people name their kids. You said I'm getting on a rant.
Oh, I totally got
I
it.
was not ranting.
You were a little.
Was it? It sounded like ranting, but I wasn't. I was like trying to encourage you to name
The interns over
Eli, intern Eli goes like this, meaning I'm ranting just a little bit. No, I wasn't ranting, y'all. I was trying to encourage you to name your kid something that was a blessing. Anyways. Okay, Mizani, I forgive you for stirring that up.
All right, so this question comes from Joshua Day Lauder. He wants to know, are priests holy? If not, is anybody holy?
Oh, are priests holy? Like,
Oh, it's priest.
yeah, are priests. Like, plural. That's what it says, right?
I thought it was priests.
Look, it says PR.
I thought it was like, what, penguin. You don't say penguins, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Sheep, multiple sheep, you say.
But you say sheep, and sheep is both.
Yeah.
So isn't a priest and priest both?
That only works for moose.
No. It only works for, like, moose and meese, you know?
That's a good
You
question.
have, like, plural mooses or meese.
What?
No.
I've never heard of a meese before. Is it a mouse and a moose?
Well, goose and geese, why wouldn't it be moose and meese? It just makes sense.
No.
I ain't got no time.
She's lost. I lost her. I did exactly what I intended to do, was just get you hung up back there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so priest, plural is priests, Mazani. And the question is, are priests holy? And if not, then what was it? Then
Who is?
Who is? Right? So are priests holy? What do you think? What do you think, Sage? Are priests holy?
No, I just think if anything, they have devoted more time than your average person to being able to more adequately hear what the Lord has to say. I don't think that means they as a person are holy or any better than you or me. They just have spent more time developing a certain skill. Just like you, as a carpenter, has spent a lot of time being able to make really nice things and do interior trim, do a great job. That doesn't mean you're better than Mazani. You just spent more time acquiring a different skill that she has.
Well, it does mean I'm better than Mazani at carpentry.
And yeah, but you get my point. That doesn't mean you as a person are
are you
better.
saying
Therefore, you're
that
not holy.
Are you saying that you are as holy as priests are?
I'm saying that
Why Shay over here in the back laughing?
I'm just understand how this is so funny.
Look how red your face is. All right, let's go to Mazani. Let's ask Mazani. Mazani, are you as holy as a priest is?
Why do you do me like that all the time?
It's a fair question.
You just want to put me on the spot. I feel like I'm in school. My teachers be like, "Are you sleeping?" Yes, I'm sleeping. My eyes are shut. Anyway, nah, rested. Anyway,
So are you as holy as priests are holy?
no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so kick it back to me. I'll let you know who's holy.
Let me spit the game to you.
So,
Lay some truth on you.
so here's what's up. If you... Okay, I'll tell you who's holy. I'm holy. I'm holy.
There you go.
Yep. Do you want to know why I'm holy? Not because of what I've done. There's nothing I can do that will make me holy. Nothing. Mazani's doing church over there. Nothing I can do can make me holy. Nothing you can do to make you holy. Only one person has done something that makes a priest holy or you holy. So if you're a Christian, if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, you're holy. If you don't think you're holy, then you do not understand salvation. You do not understand what Christ did for you if you don't think that you're holy. When I said I'm holy, if you thought to yourself, oh, yeah, right, I know that guy's full of crap. No, you don't understand salvation. See, what Christ did for us on the cross is what makes us holy. There's no thing a priest can do that makes him holy. He's a sinner like all of us, right? But our sin is gone because of Christ. See? So we have no sin because of Christ. And there's nothing we can do to change that. So, anyway, there you go. So if you're a believer in Christ, you are holy. Josh, if you are a believer in Christ and you've given your life to him and he's the one that rules your life, you are holy, my friend. As holy as any priest you see. There's no priest that's holier than you are. Because the priest and his works are not what makes him holy. This is really hard to focus, Bazani, when you...
It's over there.
I'm trying to get his attention. Jeez.
All right. There you go. There you go, Josh. Are priests holy? Could be. If they have applied Christ's sacrifice to their sins, then they are. If they haven't, then they're not. There you go. Just because they're a priest doesn't mean that they're necessarily holy. What is this?
Oh, can you not see it? Oh, yeah, you can. Says the look I give my sister
Well,
when
can you
the
make
priest
that-
is
can you
about
ma-
to give us wafers and wine in mass.
Can you make that bigger?
I don't know.
Is
that I
it is
can.
that inappropriate?
You just hit
No,
the
it's
you hit
definitely
control
not.
plus, sir. I know that, but I didn't know about sheep.
Control plus. Oh,
Dang,
snap.
girl, learn something every day.
Pew, pew.
There we go. The
She
look
said-
I give my sister when the priest is about to give us wafers and wine in mass. So I guess like because she's not supposed to have wine,
What?
What you mean? 'Cause I have to get crunk.
Yeah, bro.
right?
I'm
so
taking multiple
You're not
shots.
allowed to read the memes
she's
anymore.
throwing. Yeah, I need Marvin. Where's Marvin? Marvin needs to explain these memes to me,
Yes,
man.
yes.
She said, "You ready?"
Yes. You get wafers and math. I get and mass. I get bread. We had
Wafers
Hawaiian
and
bread.
meth. What are you? What kind of church are you going to, Mazzani?
She's a Methodist.
Boy,
Hey, that was on point, man.
t-shirt made.
You have a-
I really was a Methodist.
That's awful. Hey, if you're a Methodist, we're joking. We are just calm down. I know you guys are mad already. Just calm down. And share this show with everybody else. So, all right, let's go to another question, Mazzani. Hey, real quick, let me tell you guys, I got a gift from Mazzani. Was this from you, Mazzani?
Yeah.
I got a gift from Mazzani to hang in the big van cave here where we filmed the show from. And this is what it says. Being a vegetarian is a huge mistake. Corny. But it's cool. I will hang it up in here. I'll put it next. Last week, one of our producer Sage wasn't here with us. He messaged and asked what is our why Star Wars is great and all this stuff about. Anyways, I have a really awesome Star Wars bottle opener that hangs on the wall, but I can't show it because of the copyright and all that stuff. So, but anyways, he got that for me. So he was fishing for compliments. He never does that, although every post he puts on the show is like, "Why is your producer the best looking guy?" and all that stuff.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, all the time.
All right. Well, here's our next question. This one comes from Sage Estes. Why
There it
is
is.
your oldest child your favorite?
Yeah, so my point exactly. He's my favorite because he's the one in the room.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good one.
You ask all my other kids, they're my favorites too.
That's true, though. That's true. Like, growing up, it was always, Dad, who's your favorite? Whoever was asking the question, that was them. He would always hit you with the, you know you are. And then just go about his business. But you can stand right there and watch the next kid ask, get the same answer.
They stand in line and come up. I thought I was your favorite. You are.
I'm confused, though. You said
For
because
sure.
he's the one in the room. I'm in the room.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you're my favorite.
Y'all see it back pedal? Look at him. Look at him.
That's why you're my favorite, Mazzani.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, this question's been like kind of repeating lately. It's who's Chad?
And why is that my picture?
Yeah. Isn't that supposed to be?
Did that dude take your picture? Chad's your buddy, right?
Yeah.
He took your picture as your profile?
Yeah, I don't know, but that
Or
would
the
be
sys-
hilarious.
Or maybe the system just is
Swear.
glitched
Let me
it.
find out.
That's funny.
Let me hit it again. No, it's for real. All right, well, Chad. Hello, Chad.
Hey, Chad.
Chad Wilkins wants to know, can Trump take 2020?
Right now, I say yes. Right now, because
Did you say no?
there's no. I don't think there's any 2020 Democratic frontrunner yet that I can see that's like a clear competition for Trump. So the Democrats have better get their act straight if they're going to try to have a shot at Trump, because Trump is strong right now, and his track record for the last several years at making America great is doing well. I'm not saying that. Don't hear me saying that like I'm some big Trump fan and all that. I'm telling you just straight up. Big Van tells you straight up. And he has done a really good job with our economy. I'm not talking about socially. I'm talking about with our economy. And so all of these... What's this? Why doesn't Trump wear glasses? Because she's got 20... You're so corny. Hey, put it back on me, man. I'm trying to have a serious talk, goofball. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so everybody so far that I hear on the platform for the Democrats in 2020 are all coming at it from social issues. Like they're better social people. Like they're more tolerant and they have more social justice purposes and causes. If you elect me, then we're going to get rid of ICE and we're going to get rid of all of these social issues, right? But when it comes down to brass tacks, those are not things that win elections. People want to know that their income and their paycheck is not going to be affected by electing somebody. So if you have to choose between somebody who is nicer and doesn't grab them by the what's, right, or somebody that is going to make your income better and give you a better financial picture, at the end of the day, you are not going to give up your money for social purposes. Does that make sense? I know a lot of you are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm just telling you straight up. If you're so concerned about it financially, then put your money where your mouth is. Start supporting some of these causes, right? When it comes down to it, you don't want to part with your money any more than anybody else does. And you can't deny that Trump has made this a much stronger economy. Now, he's not done a good job socially. I'm not going to argue with that. He's very disrespectful and he's a rude individual, but he knows how to lead and how to make business decisions on a grand scale, on a countrywide scale. And he's done a great job with that. So, does he have a chance of winning in 2020? I think right now. Now, possibly one of these guys, one of these Democratic frontrunners could come along and they could be on point. They could have a good social background, a good social platform, but also have the experience to offer a good, solid economic stance as well. And in doing so, then they could very well, because I'm telling you right now, most Democrats are not going to vote for these Democrats that are running in 2020 right now. Because they're seeing how if they get elected, it will completely derail our progress financially and economically, and so a lot of the especially older Democrats, they're not putting up with all this riffraff that's coming out of Washington right now. Mazana, you got something to add to that?
I got a question. Don't judge me. Am I a Democrat or a Republican?
How would I know? How do you vote?
I don't vote.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
True.
I can't vote because I don't know if I'm a Democrat or
You
a
don't
Republican.
have to be a Democrat or a Republican. What you need to do is look at the people that are running and
Don't
ask
I support a certain party because of certain beliefs and values?
No, that's nonsense. You should never do that. You should always look at who's running, check out their values, check out if they align with your values, and if you want them representing you in decision making. That's how you should vote.
So you're saying I'm not either?
You shouldn't be either. You should find out who you want to vote for. If somebody comes along that has a better business structure and business plan for our country, better for our health system, healthcare, and all that stuff, and they're Democrat, I'd vote for them. I'm not going to vote for somebody just because they're Democrat or just because they're Republican. I'm not going to vote for somebody just because they're Christian, right? Even though most of the time a Christian is going to have more of a worldview that's in line with mine. But if they got horrible track record running businesses and running, economic track record, I want somebody in the job of president that's going to make this a better country, right? Part of a better country is having less of this social drama, right? All of this racist talk about Trump, all of this drama when it comes to Trump, right? That's a problem. That's not a good social platform. Trump does not have a great social presence, right? He has problems. But in my opinion, that's a small percentage of what he brings to the table, right? There's a huge percentage. Let me put my hands on the screen. There's a huge percentage that he brings to the table that it's benefiting our country greatly. What was that? What was that post you told me not long ago, Sage, about the company that shut down their factory? Was it a motorcycle company or somebody was shut down their factory in Mexico or somewhere and was building a factory in the U.S. A lot of companies are doing that. You guys share posts like that on my feed all the time on Facebook, sharing with me these companies that are shutting down their overseas branches and they're bringing their work back here. The reason that is because of Donald Trump. The reason they're bringing more jobs back to the U.S. is because of Donald Trump, because he's taxing them higher for outsourcing their labor and bringing that labor back. So all that to say, I don't think anybody can beat Trump right now that I've seen from the Democratic Party. It's not impossible, obviously, but they're going to have to get somebody that doesn't have their head up their ass. And I'm sorry to say that, but all of these people that are screaming about having all of these social things, nonsense. Nobody wants a leader that's all they're doing is running around screaming about cow farts and stuff like that. That's ridiculous. Come on, people. Get somebody in there that's strong. Get a good, solid Democrat leader and frontrunner that's got some substance. How many of you would vote for AOC right now? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's not old enough to run for president, so she's not going to. But if she did, how many of you would vote for her because you're passionately behind her? Would you seriously put somebody running our country that has that kind of experience? That's nonsense. You be smarter than that. So this is not a Democrat or Republican statement. I'm saying pick somebody that's got good, solid, foundational values, but also has good, solid economical values. Does that make sense? Democrat or Republican or independent. That's how you vote. That's what Big Van says.
All right, that's a good way to end it. Let's go. And then our next question.
Ms. Nye, you should have cut that off like 10 minutes ago. Man, I was running out of stuff to say about it.
Oh, I thought you were ranting. I didn't want to be rude. Okay, so this one comes from Jennifer Perdum.
Hey, before we get into that, hey, what are our comments on Facebook? Are people saying the sound is good, or they can't hear, or they can't see?
The only comment we got is Jeff is a good name for a boy.
Jeff. Was that Jeffrey Turner? Mm-hmm. Ah, nice.
My uncle liked it.
Cool.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
Next. All right, so this one's coming from Jennifer Perdue. I have been receiving criticism on the amount of sports and or extracurricular activities I have my 12-year-old daughter involved in. What's your opinion on what's too many? Should I have to read all that? It's a lot.
Yeah. She got another one? I hope there's another one to it.
It says she figured skates year-round, plays softball in the spring and summer, field hockey in the fall, school art club once a week in October, school dance team once a week. That's pretty
Doesn't it have an arrow or a thing that'll show the whole... No? Okay. So just saying that she does a lot. Mm-hmm. The kid does a lot. And Jennifer's getting criticism, I guess, saying that maybe she's pushing the kid too much or something like that.
Mind your business.
Yeah, could be. It depends. If the kid is passionate about doing all these things and the mom and Jennifer loves doing it, I see no problem with that. If everybody's having fun and enjoying it and everybody's passionate about it, there's no problem with that. If the kid's like tired and doesn't want to do it, but the mom is trying to, I'm not saying this is the case at all, but I'm saying if a kid doesn't want to do all these things, but the mom's pushing them, could be a problem there. Could be a little bit overwhelming for the child. If the kid wants to do all these things, but the mom does not want to do all these things, and the kid is fussing and complaining and dragging the mom, making the mom drive her here and drive her there, I'd say, heck no. You can pick one or two sports. That's it. I'm not driving you all over the country unless you want to. But most moms are out there, they're working 2 jobs and they're hustling and they're grinding, they're getting all this stuff, and then the kid makes them take them to this and take them to that and drive them all over. It's not a healthy situation. So if you're the mom and you're loving it, if your kid, you're loving it, and you got tons of stuff, you're doing stuff 2 nights a week, 3 nights, 5 nights a week, it doesn't matter as long as everybody's passionate about it. But once you start forcing kids to do stuff they don't want to do, once you start forcing parents to do stuff they don't want to do, that's always a cocktail for a burnout coming. So there you go. That's what I got to say about that.
And now you know.
I agree with everything that you just said, except for if the kid loves it. I don't care what that kid thinks. I'm the mama. Period. If I want you to go out and be active, you're going to go out and be active. I don't need no chunky chaps. I was a chunky chap.
We're not talking about being active in 1 or 2 sports. We're talking about, she listed like 5 things that kids involved
Idle
in.
hands are the devil's plaything.
Right. So she's
Workshop.
saying that she's saying her kid's involved in like 5 or 6 things, and she's getting criticism that she's making her kid do too many things. And what I'm saying is, if the kid likes it and the mom likes it, it's fine. But if the kid doesn't like it, 5 or 6 things may be too many things, right? You can make your kid play sports even if they don't like it. Maybe even make them play 2 sports. 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week, you're making your kid go out there and do something they don't want to do. I have no problem with that. Kids need to be made to do more they don't want to do anyway. But when you're making your kid go to 5 or 6 different events every week and they don't want to do any of those things or several of those things, that, in my opinion, is when you're overstepping your bounds.
We could choose to disagree. Next question.
No, you can't disagree.
Sorry. Sorry, we live in America. Here's our next one.
Till the Chinese get here.
Facts. Okay, so our next question comes
Say
from.
when you lean in to say that, it's like till the Chinese get here. It's like
I can't
it's
help
like
it.
who is that?
I notice it because every time it happens, I'm like, oh no, I did it again.
Hello,
But then
everybody.
I get so excited. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this.
All right,
awesome.
sorry. What's our next question?
Okay, our next question comes from. Joshua DeLauder. He wants to know what you think about the Netherlands American Cemetery and Memorial.
Oh yeah, you guys know about this one? Okay, this is a cemetery that's over in the Netherlands that houses like 8,000 or so, maybe even more than 8,000 of our fallen military from the U.S. Americans that went to liberate the Netherlands from Hitler. And these people go out. There's a waiting list. Listen to this, guys. There's a waiting list for people to be able to go and take care of these graves. How long ago was World War II? Like 1945? So, I mean, closing in like 80, 90 years. Oh, there it is. Look at that picture. Yeah, there it is. So, 8,300 U.S. veterans. These people go out in the Netherlands, and they have like several times a year, they have like these parades. You guys have never heard of this, have you? This happens in this country, in the Netherlands, all the time. And there's a waiting list of people waiting in line to get the opportunity to care for these graves and put flowers on them and mow the grass and all that stuff, right? To volunteer to do this, right? And so these are people who show constantly their gratitude still 80-something years later, for what we as Americans did, what our American soldiers did to liberate that country from Hitler and from, all of that nonsense back in World War II. So what do I think about it? I have huge respect for those people. I have huge respect for our military. I mean, that's the proper response. First of all, although I respect them because I feel like it's rare, that's the proper response to treat American military, right? Especially fallen veterans who have come into your country to help protect you and free you from tyranny, right? The proper response is to do what this country has done. And I think they've gone above and beyond, because I wouldn't even imagine 80 years later they would still be doing it. So, but I would like to say something on that note about veterans in general, like soldiers in America, right? Soldiers in America should be like kings. That's what I think. I think soldiers, U.S. military personnel, should be like, when they walk into a restaurant, everybody should be like, oh, there's one. Like so revered in this country. They should make more money than anybody. Like they should make so much money. That's what I think. I think the soldiers should be treated with such reverence that kids come home, they're like, Mommy, you won't believe it, I saw a soldier today, and just like flip out, And adults come home, hey, honey, you will not believe what happened to me out and about today. I saw a soldier today. And like just such reverence for our military, and they should make so much money. We have, as a country, have allowed, I almost said a bad word, we have allowed bad people to misrepresent our military and treat them disrespectfully and not pay them. They're not paid near enough and not taken care of, especially after they've been to war and had their bodies damaged and stuff. Unbelievable the way they're taken care of. It's not right. Without them, we would have nothing as a country. If you have a company and you have a sales rep, and that sales rep goes out and gets you a bunch of business, you pay that sales rep commission, recurring commission. You pay them a bunch because they deserve it. As a country, we have soldiers who have gone out, and because of their sacrifice, we have the freedoms we have, the freedom to even talk bad about military if we want to, but the freedoms to even have any kind of freedom because of them. They should be constantly revered. If they've ever fought, our veterans should come home, should have houses paid for them, should have land, should have all kinds of things and benefits from being in our military. That's what I got to say. If you agree with me, let me know in the posts, the comments below. If you don't agree, you can kiss my ass.
What a pleasant surprise.
Sorry, Mom, about that. But I feel very passionately about our military. I'm very thankful for them.
Hey, can I ask you a quick question?
I hope.
I wanted to post it. I should have posted it now. If I would have known we were going to ask this question like that, I would have posted it myself. But what do you think about these military bans on like cultural style hair? Like they don't allow certain types of hair forms for African American females
In the military?
in the military. Also for men, they don't allow certain hairstyles.
Is it in combat situations or just everyday life?
Everyday life.
I think there's some respect. I think there's some merit to that. You have, for most military, they have to keep buzz cuts and shortcuts, you know. There's a lot of military rules and regulations, and I think everybody should fall into those rules and regulations no matter what ethnicity they are. So if if a white male has to keep short hair and buzz cut and all that stuff, so should a black male, you know. Does that make sense? And now if it's like if they're in a sitting or an arrangement where it's like all bets are off and there is no regulation or guidelines, then they should be able to wear whatever they want. Across the board, they should be the same. Does that make sense?
I agree, but that's the issue. Like, you know how most military females, if their hair is long, they're required to put it in a bun at the nape of their neck, right?
Okay.
They don't usually want African American females their natural hair to be put at the nape of their neck. They prefer to have it braided or put up in some way, like cut.
So if it's long enough and they can pull it back and tie it back here where it's tight against their head and it looks trim, then they're
like,
not okay with that?
Yeah, it has to be exactly perfect. But if you have a short like hair type and your hair is like coily,
Yeah.
so where you can't keep it in a ponytail,
Like a fro or something.
yeah,
right?
that's the issue.
Yeah, I could see that could be that's a touchy subject both ways because if a girl's hair is not long enough to put back in a ponytail, it's got to get from where it is to that long, right? And in the process, it's going to be big, and so it could be a challenge.
I just want to know what you thought.
I think that across the board it should be equal. It should be. I think that if the rule says you have to keep your hair tight against your head and pulled back in a ponytail, then you should. And if your hairstyle doesn't fit that rule, then you have to comply with the rule. The rules shouldn't have to be changed for your hairstyle. That's what I think. Does that make sense?
No.
I mean, it
It's
doesn't
okay.
sound right. It doesn't sound fair. I mean, it doesn't sound nice.
But it doesn't have to be nice because you choose to go into that profession. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what you're
you know
signing
what
up
you're
for.
getting into. Yeah.
Boy, you was on it. Oh.
Army lifts ban on dreadlocks and black service women rejoice. So this hairstyle is what's wrong with that? They're saying they don't like that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Actually, braids used to be an issue too. They just allowed braids.
Oh,
But
really?
Those particular kind of braids, it was like cornrows. You could only have like thick cornrows. Now you can
Okay.
have all assortment kinds. It's
I got you.
a battle right now for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the rule says your hair has to be tight against your head, and there's a lot of benefits to that, right? If you're running and gunning, you don't want your hair getting caught on leaves and branches and junk like that when you're running and gunning.
But think about it. We're from Africa. We had hair like that in the jungle.
Have you ever been to Africa?
I've never
sweetie?
been to Africa. They had malaria and stuff over there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch there.
Look how
everybody.
quick that tone changed. She was like, "No, we're from Africa, and we went through the jungle with this.
Sage,
Have you been?
can't see
Nope,
you.
they got malaria.
Can't see you, Sage. Can't
They
see
got
you.
malaria over there. I'm not going.
There we go. I can see you
Not
now.
these rocks. Nah.
Look at the camera, Sage, if you're going to talk. Hey, also, I'm still not centered. Look there.
What are you?
Look.
Everything you moving, sir.
I ain't moved.
Let me tell you something.
There we
Between
go.
you and the camera, which one do you think
Kick
moves
it.
by itself, sir?
Kick it back to Mazzani and my banter and see if I'm still centered. Look, I'm centered. It was not me. It's something else.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, Shay, you're doing a great job, by the way.
Next question.
Killing it.
Okay. So this question comes from. Nope, we're not doing that right now.
Why is?
I just feel like we keep hitting his questions. I mean, we appreciate your questions, Josh.
John-
That's actually John. It's
John
got Josh's
Williamson.
picture.
What is going on?
Yeah,
Wow.
bro.
Do you see this?
Yeah. It may be our systems mixing stuff
It's
up.
got to be
We get
because
these
I looked
questions
up
all the time.
Chad Wilkins
Shay,
earlier.
would you
That,
mind
smooth, smooth, smooth.
Give me
Okay.
another.
So I guess I asked this question
Did
since
you?
there's something going on with the
Another?
pictures.
Hey, and could you give me another Frosty mug, too?
Another frosty mug. This question comes
Can you
from
give me an
John
entire
Williamson, actually, and
John.
he wants to know
That's my buddy.
how do you feel about marijuana legalization in North Carolina, and if it's legalized, how do you feel about the inmates currently incarcerated due to marijuana-related charges being released from
Jail.
jail?
That
That last
the
little,
pause.
Sure, it
that
says
last little
jail.
word I couldn't read it, and I just had to. I was gonna
Yeah.
say prison.
Yeah, we've been asked this question before on the show, and that's a fair question. A lot of people would imagine that if they legalize marijuana, they should let all the people in jail out that were arrested on marijuana-related charges. Sage, you want to kick the camera to me?
Yeah,
Mazzani, actually, I think you can do that, can't you?
I can.
Kick it. Go over there and hit.
What? Got it.
It'd be cool to know.
Yeah. What's the number for me?
You're number 3 for your close-up.
So go over to. I don't know.
Yo, so side note.
Oh yeah, look, it's the one that's highlighted right now.
The green.
Bro, so side note, because I'll be trying to come
okay.
up with pictures and stuff to supplement these discussions.
Because of the logo. Sorry.
8.2 million marijuana arrests between 2001 and 2010.
Okay.
88% were simply for possession, not trafficking.
How many of
not selling, none of that.
How many of those arrests did the people know it was illegal what they were doing?
100%, I'm sure. I guarantee it.
So that's my argument exclusively. John, to answer your question, if marijuana is legalized, should the people in jail still be... can you give me a paper towel? Dang it. Sorry.
Look at you.
There's some left in there.
Acting a fool.
Yeah, I just need a paper towel.
So just super curious.
Look at the... Kick it back. Look
What?
at the suds running.
Look at it.
This is like a commercial.
I don't always spill beer, but when I do, I spill Dragon's Milk White.
And it's always white.
Cut it out. That's awesome.
I don't always spill Dragon's Milk White, but when I do, I ask Shay to bring me a paper towel.
Do you have any?
Just give me one of those hand towels.
How natural.
There's a fly all of a sudden. Dang it. So, John, to answer your question, sorry, this has been a ragtag question answering series right here. To answer your question, if marijuana is legalized, should the people in jail for marijuana-related charges be released? And the answer is no. They should not be released because they knew it was illegal when they did it, and they're in jail for breaking the law. They're in jail for committing a crime. If that crime is later changed, what does it say? Legalize weed, make Shaggy and Scooby.
Stop living a lie.
So if they are, kick it back to just me. There.
That's what I'm trying to do.
If they are, if marijuana is legalized, they knew they were breaking the law when they were arrested. So if the law is changed, that doesn't back up in time and change what they did and when they broke the law. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if you agree with that or disagree. If you hate my guts or whatever, just let me know, and I'll try to make it right with you. Sorry if I made you guys mad earlier when I told you to kiss my behind about that other thing. I love you all, and I'm just passionate about our soldiers and that kind of thing. So, Hey, listen, before we go to our next question, if you don't mind, can you go over to our YouTube page? We will put a link in the. Hey, Sage, can you work on putting a link in the comments to this show, like right now?
Definitely.
Go over to YouTube and then just click on our icon on the top right and then copy and paste that and put it in the YouTube page.
Boom,
Here's the
sauce.
deal. We need you guys to go over there to subscribe to our YouTube page because we have to have a threshold of subscribers before we can start live broadcasting to YouTube. So we need all of you over here to help us out and go over to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube page. That would be a huge help to us. We really appreciate you guys being involved. Okay. Next question, Mazzani.
All right.
Hit me.
Oh, God. Okay, so our next question is going to be this cute one for Miss Amy Pope. She wants to know, when are you and your family coming back to West Virginia?
What?
Oh,
no, that's...
Huh?
West Virginia. No, I did that wrong, didn't I?
No, you got
I think
it
you're
right.
right.
That was a mountain mama.
Yeah.
Something close.
You had it. That's exactly how it
Oh,
goes.
I can't sing that song because we don't have the copyright to that.
Yeah, you definitely
I
don't.
thought you can sing it as long as it's not
Nope.
like you play it.
If you sing the melody, then YouTube will freeze your show.
Oh, we'll
your live
speak it
stream.
in
For
blocks
real, for
like
real.
that.
Yeah, you could speak it in blocks, but if you
No.
if it catches the melody, then your show will be shut down. All of you other webcasters, be aware. Amy, I don't know when we're going to West Virginia. I don't know. Did we ever go to West Virginia? Sage, have we ever been to West Virginia?
Yeah, we did to pick up Destiny. We made a trip up there.
I didn't go there, did I?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's mostly talking about Mom.
That's a question you're going to have to ask my wife there.
Yeah, that's Amy. She's mostly talking
Yeah.
about Mom.
Cool.
Can we back up for just 2 seconds? Back to John's question.
About legalizing marijuana?
Yes. For one simple reason, this right here.
Twas the... Look, you're so ridiculous, Sage. All right, let me tell you something. I'll allow you doing these goofball things, but you're going to have to blow it up because people on their phone have no idea what that is a picture
All right,
of.
let me explain
Control.
this.
You're gonna have
Check this out,
to.
check
You're gonna
this
have
out.
to
Shut
do
up.
producer stuff before you go
I'm with this. All right,
get
you're
them
right,
crazy.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, can
So
you
think
see
about
that?
your-
Is that better?
No, it's awful. Can't see nothing.
All right, how about now? I don't know why it's.
Yeah, that's a little better.
It's
That's
for some
better.
reason it's splitting it. I will figure out how to fix that. That's on me. That's my bad.
Okay, whatever.
Let's not focus on the negative though. Let's just enjoy how awesome this is.
What time are we looking at?
8:47. Let's do a good one.
Good.
I saw a question on there. What we got? Oh yeah, was that from the anonymous one? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Okay, so. All right, so last week we had one of our loyal viewers. We love this person. They did not want their question to be made public. So from a what's the word? Sage, I'm talking to you.
Sir, I'm apologizing.
What's the word? Last week, anyways, they didn't want it to be made public, so we sent it to Sage. Sage was not here, so he posted it.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you about
And
posting that.
he posted it, and it said, "Hey, if you don't like your your spouse's family, should you still have to go with them to their family gatherings, or just let them do that, and then you kind of go do your own thing, and that way you keep everything." And so Sage posted that, and then said, "Asking for a friend," because he honestly was right. So so we have a follow-up question to that in a minute that we're going to tell you about. But I just thought you guys should know this. As soon as we went off the air, I'm talking as soon as we went off the air, Shay's phone rings and her mom was like, "Is he talking about me?"
I swear she did.
Oh, I know. We were standing here. She was hot, man. He better not be talking about me. I'll tell you what, I'll whoop his tail.
I'm telling you, I mean, like days later, I'm trying to tell her, I was like, no, listen, I'll be happy to show you the messages. Like, I was supposed to do this. I was told. I know you're talking about me. It's fine.
That's hilarious. So, anyways, he's posted the follow-up question to that. And so here it is. Okay, here's her response to that person messaged me and said, actually, I'm going to have to expound on my question because I guess that person did not like my answer. So here it is. Read it to us.
Okay, from Anonymous. If your spouse's mother has tried to invite his ex to your house for Christmas dinner and takes a jab at your president in front of you, knowing you voted for him, his daughter has gotten in your face cussing you because of a disagreement and begins...
No, hold on. Zonnie, you're going to have to do this question better justice than that. I need some of this.
I don't care nothing about the president.
No.
Girl, come on.
I need some of this. You know what? If he done brought his ex to the dinner... What?
You want me to be so
Talked about my president.
Why are you acting like that's so much of a stretch for you?
Yeah, let's hear some
Why
let's
don't
hear
you
some
do it?
attitude.
There you go.
Yeah.
That right there. Put that on the question.
Put that attitude on the question.
So disrespectful. And
Oh, man.
Full of folly.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's hear it.
So Sage really is asking this question, and he said, "If your spouse's mom has tried to invite his ex to your house for Christmas din and takes
man.
jabs at your presidente in front of you, knowing you voted for him,
Is it Hispanic all of a
his
sudden?
daughter has gotten in your face, cussing you because of a disagreement, and begins and ends every sentence with the F-bomb, with the side of the and burping. And his siblings are also disrespectful in less obvious ways. Would you continue to endure it for the sake of your spouse, or will you give them their space to have family time and treat yourself to a spa day? Asking for a spa day,
There you
please.
go. There
You
you
get
go.
cussed out too.
That's it, Mazzani. That's how you ask questions. Oh man.
Let's get this off the screen now. All my energy's gone.
That took a
I
lot
don't know
out.
if y'all can see, but she was doing a whole bunch of this too, snapping and junk. That's what I'm
She
talking
was
about.
really in that one.
All right, so I would like to know a little bit more about these other siblings disrespectful in less obvious ways. That's a little sideline question that needs to be a little bit more expounded on too, because I want to know what's some less obvious ways they're disrespectful.
I think at this point we're just being nosy.
Hey, so here's what I got to say about that. I would think if somebody was getting in my face in an aggressive way, cussing me and stuff like that at my in-laws' house, I probably wouldn't go back either. So you got a big van pass not to have to go back. I think that's an inappropriate thing, and I think that if I went to my in-laws' house and people were treating me like that, then my spouse shouldn't not only not make me go back, but my spouse probably shouldn't go back either until they can get their stuff together. So my spouse is committed to be with me for the rest of my life, right? And so if there's a situation that's that abusive, I would say my spouse should make them get their stuff together before we go back. Does that make sense?
Please tag me in.
Tag me in.
Tag me in,
Tag.
cousin. I agree with what you're saying, but here's my
But
thought. I
is
ain't
the
no
big word.
punk. I ain't no punk, first of all. Second of all, if they didn't take up for me, I don't know what kind of team you thought we was. I really double dog dare you to come at me sideways like that again. We can fight in the yard. I could be here if I want to. That's his
right.
family. He said I could be here. You can leave.
Mazzani's like, we wouldn't even have been talking.
No.
Like, you gonna run that mouth like that, we'd have been scrapping.
Please call your cousins and their mama and them. We all gonna
All
be
of that.
fighting.
What about the other siblings that are disrespecting
Oh,
you in
honey,
less,
they live in
less
Chap
obvious
City
ways?
where I'll take my belt off. Please. I don't care whose kid you is.
She
You
didn't
can
say
get
they were
beat
small.
up.
They might have been grown up.
It takes a
I whoop
village.
him with a belt too. Well, baby boy in here.
No, you didn't, bro.
I mean that, cuz. Bruh, you got me big.
Oh, she's fired now.
You got me big. If you think you're gonna disrespect me in here, I ain't say nothing to you. And I know, cause she seemed like a sweet girl. I know she ain't say nothing to you.
No, she's a
She
sweet
is
girl.
not bothering you. And honey, if you keep having these problems, I go to Den with you.
Oh, man.
I'll invite myself. Y'all got yeast rolls? I hope you got some hot
myself.
gravy.
Hey,
Mazzani's for hire as a bouncer to any of your family dinners. Just hit us up on askbigvan.com. You can
Bruh.
reserve Mazzani for bouncing
All of
as long
that.
as you got hot rolls.
And gravy, just in case
And
I gotta
gravy.
throw it.
Oh, gravy. You don't want to throw the gravy.
I'll throw the gravy.
If it's
you
hot.
will.
Yeah, if it's hot, it'd be dangerous. Man. All right, Mazzani.
That
Let's
took
calm
out of
you
me,
down.
bro.
Let's calm you down.
That's a
Hopefully
lot.
that helps with the question, the person that asked the question, and everybody else that has similar questions, because everybody has problems. So my answer is don't go. Mazzani's answer is go swinging.
True, but all jokes aside, like, you can go swinging, but really, what are you going to do besides create further problems in the future? Now, bear with me, because 100%, cuz, I'm with you.
So
Like, all jokes, you know what I'm saying? It's all funny, but for real, you're not really doing nothing but creating more problems long term. Like, that's your significant other. That's why you're there. So that's why you're even entertaining the idea of being disrespected like that and putting up with that. What are you gonna do later on? Like, you came in and yeah, you feel good because you told him.
why are you talking like you're black, man? You
Because
ain't
man,
black.
she done got me hyped, bro. She done got
This
me
ain't
hyped, bro.
Look at
Crayola.
his-
He can't talk black.
He got
Hold
his
up.
shoulders. He
Crayola.
got his shoulders.
How you gonna tell? First of all, I ain't never done this. I ain't never done none of that.
He's not that loose.
You're right. I'm right.
All
I got
right.
no rhythm.
Hey, I think everybody. I agree with what you're saying, Sage. I think.
I mean, 5 minutes of justification is not going to be worth
Yeah,
the next
it's gonna-
2 years of them bringing that
No,
up.
10 years. Yeah, you better just go get a spa day and move
Can't
on.
believe
Move
you
along.
cut me off right in the middle of my rant.
Y'all can go ahead and be
Just
that
build up that
together.
I saw those shoulders working up, man. I was like, man, he's gonna be throwing punches and messing up my equipment. We better just calm him down.
I'm just saying, I've been there. I know what it's like. Asking for a friend.
He said, I've
You've been there.
I know what it's
I
like.
know Shay. Nobody Shay's family done bowed up to you, Sage. You ridiculous.
Who said that?
The real trick here is to get your significant other to say something.
That's
'cause
true.
It's
That's
their
true.
place
That's
in the
real
first
That's
life.
place.
right.
It's their
At the end of the
family.
day, that's right. That's right. The significant
truth.
other should have stepped up and been like, what? You can't talk to my fiance like that.
Well, you can't marry my wife.
What? Why
Every
you,
time, bro. Every time. I just did it again.
why you gotta lean out of camera to speak into the microphone like this?
Look. I just got this mic. All right.
Pull the mic to you.
I'm trying to figure it out. Eli's dying. Y'all can't see him, but the intern over here is losing his mind. Where you at, bro? Come on. What's up? He has been like this for 15 minutes. He can't even breathe.
All right, Mazzani, let's go to another question. What?
Can we please look at this one from?
Hold up. Oh, go ahead. Sorry,
Can we
your turn.
please look at this one from Kathy Estes?
Oh,
It feels
this is
weird.
my
It
favorite.
feels weird saying Kathy.
Because it's Mimo.
Ooh, it's weird. That's uncomfortable. I
You
feel
would-
disrespectful.
Watching the show, you would have never been able to see it without this woman.
Yep.
That's true. That's Dad's mom.
That's my mama.
And my
Yep.
grandma.
That's Mimo.
Mima,
Okay.
what she got to say?
She didn't realize that my last name was Speaks. She always thought that what I had to say was important, so people would say Mazzani Speaks. Listen to her.
That's real life.
I feel so important.
That's awesome.
That is a good comment.
That's
that makes
good.
me feel good.
That's nice.
Legit. Appreciate you.
Hey,
Love you.
Mazzani, I saw a question. I didn't see the whole question, but I just saw the name Dwight Schrute. Did that question come up? Because I'm an avid Dwight Schrute
Yes, sir. That's from Joshua DeLauder. And he wants to know who would win. Who would win in a fight to the death?
battle to the death.
Dwight Schrute from The Office or Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec? I don't know if I said that right, but I tried.
No, you did.
Gosh, that's an awesome question. Holy cow!
Dwight Schrute.
You people have got to start asking questions like this. Did you see Mazzani's face? She's like, you people! I'm talking about all the people that are watching this show. This is a great question. This is the kind of question why I get out of the bed in the morning. Is to answer these kind of questions. Can I see it? I forgot the question.
Yes.
All right. Who would win in a battle to the death between Dwight Schrute from The Office or Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec? Holy cow. My favorite question to date on the Ask Big Van show. Okay, so Dwight Schrute and Andy Dwyer. I hope you guys know who we're talking about. Do you know who we're talking about? Anybody in this room know who we're talking about? So sad. Sage, you don't know who Dwight Schrute is?
Who, me? Dwight Schrute? Yeah, of course I do.
Do you know who Andy Dwyer is from
Yes,
Parks
I
and Rec?
do.
Okay.
It's Star-Lord.
What?
No. She just now figured out.
Did you just put
She
two and two
She
together?
Googled Andy Dwyer.
I was so proud.
And Chris Pratt showed up. She's like, oh, it's Star-Lord.
You did do that, though.
She did it. Okay, so Andy Dwyer and Dwight Schrute, I would say that would be the most awesome fight I've ever seen in my life.
Bro, Dwight would just mop the floor with him.
Dwight, no, did you see him fight Michael in the karate dojo? Come on, that's what it would look like. It would look like to the death. It'd be like 6 years to get that job done. Those guys would be slapping. I would have to say, and I would say that Andy Dwyer. Hey, what are you looking at over there? You distract me.
Sorry.
I would say, put the question back up so that they can see. I would say that Dwight Schrute would probably most of the time look like he was going to win because he has more weapons, right? So not really knowing how to use the weapons or effectively. I think that Andy would get the upper hand a bunch of times. Andy would probably hit him with his guitar a few times.
Scarecrow boat.
Yeah, to the death though.
Who's laughing now?
At the end of the day, they both die from exhaustion because neither one of them have tactical skills enough to kill another human being. So I would say they both die from exhaustion to the death.
Oh, that's...
What do you think? Let us know in the comments if you agree with me, if you think that Dwight Schrute would beat Andy Dwyer or vice versa. That's a great question. I would love to have more questions in that kind of a concept. Awesome, Josh. Best question ever so far on the Ask Big Van show.
Oh, man.
Mazzani, what do you think?
What you mean? Star-Lord.
What? No.
She's still caught up on Star-Lord.
If he has his Star-Lord powers,
No, but it's not Star-Lord. It's Andy Dwyer.
he's Star-Lord.
The actor becomes Star-Lord in a different production.
They all encompass whatever they've been in the previous lives.
Yes. Okay, cool.
No.
I got it. Hit me.
We had another question from Zach Roberts I would like to get to today as well. How would I describe myself in 3 words? Hardworking, alpha male, jackhammer, merciless. That's like 6 words. One of my favorite quotes from him is Jim walks in the room and he's trying to put together a fundraiser, and Dwight goes, "Is there money?" And Jim goes, "In an ideal world, there'd be money." And Dwight goes, "In an ideal world, I'd have all 10 fingers on the one hand, so the other hand could just be a fist for punching."
Okay,
All right,
next question.
Mazzani, let's see what we got going next. Sorry, everybody. We're having too much fun tonight.
This question right here comes from Zach.
Why has it got... I think what's happened is Josh has sabotaged Facebook so everybody would have his profile picture.
It may be Sage too. But this one says, what do you think is the biggest problem in our world today?
Is that from Zach Roberts? Because I saw Zach's
exactly.
question earlier, and it was something about...
Superheroes.
yeah, I'd like to answer that one for him.
Oh, he has 2.
Oh, he has 2?
Yeah, let's do that one. I like it better.
Okay.
Would the world be a better or worse place with superheroes existing, and why?
So if like Superman and all these guys were real, kind of like that show, what's the show on now with those real life superheroes? Yeah, so would it be a better place or a worse place? Better, obviously. Be a better place because you would have like Superman flying around saving people. I would say better. You don't think so, Mazzani?
No, because it's superpowers and stuff. There's going to be like a lot of villains and such, and that's going to be extra
true.
hassle. I don't got time for that.
That's
I got
true.
enough with
We
terrorists.
forget about like when they come boring up out of the ground and disrupt the whole east side of the city.
Like I gotta get to work and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. You think you're mad right now because of the
I gotta go to work.
the
and stuff.
Antifa roadblock. You're gonna be really mad when the whole road's gone. So
Facts. But it would be kind of cool to get to ride on Superman's back.
it'd be cool to just see Superman swing down and like whoop up on some dude.
No, that would scare me.
At the same time, you got to acknowledge that there would be a bunch of people with superhuman powers. Can't nobody stop them? At what
That's
point,
a lie, because we
where's
would
the
invent an
line?
Iron Man. We got some smart peoples.
Okay, not talking like that. We don't.
Okay, first of all, if we could invent an Iron Man, we already would have.
True. So true.
Are you sure that they
Technically,
have it
they
in
have
China?
a flying machine, bro.
Have you seen some of these?
What do you mean? What do you think a fighter jet is?
All right, there you go, Zach. Good question. We like that question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and it's a great night at 9404.
Okay, what time is it?
904.
Oh, it's 9:04. Okay, guys, we better wrap this show up.
Bah.
If you've asked questions and we couldn't get to you, then we're very sorry. We're super excited that you've joined us and watched the show tonight. So thankful that you're being a part of our show. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Like we said earlier, if you can, go over to our links below and click on our YouTube channel. Go over and subscribe to it so we can get our threshold up there. We just opened it up, just started that YouTube channel. So don't be surprised if there's not very many subscriptions yet. It's not a reflection of how amazing the channel's going to be. So listen, if you're one of my children or grandchildren or offsprings after them, is that right?
Yeah, that'd be
children, grandchildren, or offspring. I just want to say thank you very much. I love you. I hope that I've been a blessing to your life. I know you're going to be watching this in 40 years when I'm old and just chilling at that point in my life. But I just want to say thank you. I love you. Hope that your heart is after the Lord. That's all I've ever wanted for any of my children, is that they would be passionate about Christ. God bless you all. Everybody else for joining in. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Send us your questions. Like our YouTube page, like our Facebook page, like our Twitter, and our, what else we got? Periscope, Twitch, everything else. God bless everybody. See you guys next week. You're good.
You skipped